So 2 minutes, and whoever we are, we will do whatever we do. I once yanked a kid back from in front of a car, and her mother screamed at me for touching a kid.
Did that really happen?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Joke's on career. I just walked away.
You're good. Hello.
Hi, yeah. Hi, Shoko.
Hi.
What are you talking?
For what? For being here, yeah. Relaxed, unwind, enjoy the space,
Yeah, so,
take a nap. So 30 seconds and we'll start. Is that Okinawa down there in your sets?
huh?
Guam, Okinawa?
This, San Francisco. Close
See the Golden Gate Bridge?
Sort of coming into focus now. San Francisco, it's different to different people.
Yeah, it's upside down.
Okay, so let's start, please. Shoko, we're gonna start now. Okay, any comments, remarks, suggestions? So the first thing I want to do is distribute your next test for you. This test is due Monday. We're gonna have a test a week. A weekly test, a week. Get out of here. Oh, because, wait a minute. Jeff, how many weeks are left in the course
2.
after this one? So it's over, right? And we still have 3 tests to do or something like that. 2 tests to do. So here it is. Evening, Mike. Welcome back.
Fine. What's this?
Evening, Sushi. Well, if you were here, you would have known.
Our next
Class is almost over
You
now.
can get one on Monday.
We're doing a test a week. Yeah, 2 weeks. You look at me. I agree.
Yeah.
Test every class.
Okay, so now Sierra, what chapters are we covering on this next test, please?
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
No.
Except minus 12.
No. Read it more closely.
11, 12, 13.
9, 10, 11, 13.
That's
Said
right. No,
minus
12. No,
She did say minus 12.
Come on.
Thanks.
You guys rehearse this.
Thanks.
Okay, so 9, 10, 11, and 13. We've already done 13. We've already done 9, and we're going to do 10 right now. Do 11 yet tonight.
10, yeah.
10.
Finally.
5 questions on 10. Multiple choice, true, false. All of the above. And then we will extend your basic command set from what you already have. Give you some new commands in basic that you need for the big project. And as Jeff was saying before the latecomers arrived, there's 2 weeks left in the course after this one. This is week 6. So the tunnel can be seen at the end of the light, and make sure that things end smoothly. So this test that I just passed out to you will be due, we'll take it in real time on Monday, and then that's week 7. Then we'll take another test on week 8. And then we'll take another test on week 8, either the first or second class. We'll see as it gets closer. And as Jean made sure happened, the project that I announced about figure skating will be your last assigned project. And the sheet that I passed out will suffice as far as instructions goes. And I'll make sure you have all the commands. Some people said that the Xeroxing was crooked, which isn't true. The paper was crooked, the Xeroxing was straight. I want to be sure that that's straightened out. Was it me? Was it me? Okay. And so, are there any comments, questions, remarks? Chapter 10.
How did we do on our other test
Um,
from last time?
Now, the other test hasn't been graded yet, notice I'm still in a good mood,
Gotcha.
and that'll be returned to you on Monday. Ordinarily, it would have been returned to you today, typically it only takes 2 days to grade that kind of a test, but this didn't get graded, so it'll be Monday. Saturday workshop is on, and usually I am here and available prior to class, say 4:35, 4:36, all fine, and we can do things before class. I'm also available by appointment. Some people have, I have structural difficulty with programming. They're just not naturally good at it, the same way that I can't dance and I can't sing. And other people say everybody can dance and sing, which makes me feel a lot better. And they try me and they say, no, not everybody can dance and sing, right? So not everybody can program. It's a genetic gift. It's left brain. I've got 2 of them. And if you can do these kinds of things, thank your parents. It's DNA structure. If you can't, just play the hand you dealt. That's all you can do. So I certainly understand if you're not wired in a way that makes programming natural for you. So we'll help you somehow. Any other comments, remarks, suggestions? So in the chapter 10, we had 5 questions total, 2 straight questions, 2 multiple choice, and 1 true false. So Jordan Green, could you get us started with a straight question? You have 2 straight questions on chapter 10. What is?
Who am Alrighty.
Gene,
Yeah.
a small program inserted into a web page that performs a specific task, such as changing the values in a stock portfolio or scrolling text across a screen is what? A Java app?
No, your straight program, not your multiple choice.
Oh, well, what's the difference? Why does it matter?
Because I asked for a straight question.
A guy and a girl are dating.
That's pretty straight.
You got
I
it?
mean, you took me literally, I'll tell you that.
Alright, so,
Somebody was a little bit slow there. Okay, it's out of the bag now, but could you say your illegitimate question a little louder so that I can probably hear?
so you want me to ask him a different question?
Straight question.
Any questions,
Yeah, no.
your choice, I
One
give
that's
up.
not true or false or multiple choice.
Do
Okay.
what you wanna do, Jordan.
I do.
A
Alright,
little louder though, please.
a tool that can be used during the web design process to illustrate how the pages in a website relate to one another is what?
Oh, it's not the storyboard, or is that the word for it? Something board or screen or something like that. Am I close? Am I warm?
I
No?
almost said storyboard. No, anybody?
Say that again,
But it was
one more
Slower.
time, read
People
it
aren't
again.
hearing you, Jordan.
Jeez.
Read it again.
A tool that can be used during the web design process to illustrate how the pages in a website relate to one another.
Yeah, that is a story, isn't it?
I would've thought so.
Let him finish your question, I'm lost.
He doesn't want storyboard, he wants something else. Okay, look it up, huh?
HTML?
No,
No.
it's more of a storyboard.
Layout. How do pages relate to each other? Flow.
Site map.
Flow
Flow
chart?
chart. That's what it was. I knew it was like
Flow chart,
storyboard.
yes. Okay, Jeff, please, Jeff, pick your type of question, I'm giving that a control thing.
I will do a multiple choice.
Hi, pick your
for,
person.
Mark. Which of the following is not an audio media player? Windows Media Player, Apple QuickTime Player, Adobe Shockwave Player, Real Player.
What? Say those lists again.
Windows Media Player.
Is not an audio video
One
player.
is not an audio.
One time.
So, Windows Media Player,
Right,
Apple QuickTime Player,
right.
Adobe Shockwave Player, Real Player.
It's so.
B.
B or C?
Wrong. Oh,
C,
yeah, you're
C.
closer.
Shockwave?
Shockwave.
Yeah, it's that Adobe thing.
Yeah. Good question. Okay, total failure. Jeff, go again.
All right.
Good
Jordan in the front.
Yes, sir.
I'll kind of give you some cues. Which of the following is not in video format? MP2, MP3, MP4, movie?
MP2.
No.
Same again?
MP2, MP3, MP4, MOV.
MP3.
MP3.
Well, we'll give you a
Round
second
two.
shot.
They
None-
trick you,
round
don't
two.
you?
Okay, Jordan in the front, I want to.
Shoko,
Yes.
true or false? All people are visual learners, and so web pages need only to convey visual information.
Now, you have to say that at an international,
down.
you have to
Yeah, we'll
say
slow
that
it. I don't know
at
if
an
you know this, but-
international style.
English is not your first language.
All right, true or false?
Okay.
All people are visual learners, and so web pages need only to convey visual information.
False.
Correct.
Shoko, I don't know if you can top that question giveaway,
From
but go,
Pretty good question.
read your question.
What kind of questions?
A little louder for the class.
What kind of questions?
Your choice,
My
man.
choice?
Yes, your choice. I try to get my way. Your choice.
Okay, my question is true or false? And I choose Sierra.
Oh,
She's never chosen you before.
I feel like the chosen one.
The PNG format stands for photographic network graphics.
True.
The PNG format stands for photographic content.
Network graphics.
Photographic
Network graphics.
network graphic? Not sure what that means.
She said true.
She said true, she's wrong.
She said true, and you
No,
said
And I meant
false.
false.
Not
She
true.
meant true that it is false.
Yeah, true that that's false.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's false. What does it stand for, Shoko?
Portable.
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 Yeah,
network.
portable.
Oh, what the letters stand
Yeah, yeah.
for. Okay, so Shoko, go again.
Again. Okay.
She only had one question.
綾野さん。What is JPEG stands for?
Aye, JPEG. Picture. Anybody.
Joint photographic
Photographic.
experts
Yes.
group.
Joint Photograph Experts Group. Awesome, Mike. How long have you known that, Mike?
I'm a photographer. I've known it for quite some time.
Go ahead, give us a number. Go, you go, Mike.
Gene,
Yes.
who am I?
Mark.
I'm the integrated use of more than one type of media, such as text, graphics, video, animation, and sound.
Are you referring to on the internet or on the web?
Yeah.
And you are web-based multimedia.
Multimedia is the word I was looking for. You win $1,000. Thank you.
Wow.
Awesome, Gene.
Okay. Let's go with Ayano.
Okay.
All right, this is a multiple choice. What type of file is an .aiff? AIFF. Yes, your choices are video, audio, text, or multimedia design.
Well, I can come in the back door. Okay, I know the answer is,
Design?
Oh, no.
okay, anybody? Georgie?
Audio.
Audio.
Gene, audio, you
It is
said?
audio.
Sierra, go.
No big deal.
Wednesday.
Whew, alright, true or false? Let me find a good one.
Good person or a good question?
Both.
Good luck.
Jordan.
Oh,
Do we have
you said
several?
Jordan.
better be the front.
Jordan.
What did you say?
Clip art images are pre-drawn images that can be inserted into web pages. True or false?
True.
So you're gonna say yes or no?
The suspense.
Should just say-
In the yes category.
Anybody feel these questions are too hard?
You asked for it.
It's almost embarrassing to continue.
I,
Jordan, can you dumb down the course any further?
Give it a shot.
Jeff, name 3 formats for images.
Oh, come on, we did that last time.
JPEG, RAW, GIF.
Jeff,
Is it, yeah, is it a gift or Jeff?
Ping.
I was confused.
Looks like a G to me.
Yeah.
I'm going GIF.
Okay, Jeff, you're. If they're the same, Jeff, go.
We'll go,
His name was spelled J-I-F-F, then yeah.
Maybe it is.
man. All right, Tom. Amazon.com, true or false? Sorry.
True.
Amazon.com violated the Americans
True.
with Disabilities Act, ADA, by failing to make its website accessible to blind
True,
patrons
true,
and blah, blah, blah.
true.
6
Any question that long was always true.
right, right, I wasn't asked it, right?
Too long to be wrong.
Any
Too
question
long
that
to
starts
be
with
wrong.
Amazon.com is true.
Anybody else?
Wait.
Well, if you're gonna ask
Oh.
again, then now it's
Was
false.
that
That's false
chapter?
then.
That's false.
Yeah, if you're gonna have to reassure us.
Wait,
with
Yeah, but
other
what's the
people.
right answer? It's one of those false, but you also have to fill in the blank.
What chapter
False.
was this?
Yeah,
But it's
wait.
wrong.
I think it's a chapter 11 question. isn't
It is.
I'm pretty sure it's not, it was my first one.
Really?
Oh wait, no, it's not. It was my fourth.
Yeah, that's a chapter 11
1, 2,
question.
3,
Not there yet.
Jim.
Thanks, Mike.
Hold on.
Thanks, Mike. I owe you one.
Oh, crap.
Jeff, would you care to ask a valid question?
Hold on, I'm verifying this chapter 11 garbage.
We'll get back to you on that.
Wait,
Mike,
wait.
as the knight in shining armor, can you,
Chapter 10. Yeah, page 430, oh wait, 413. So,
say the question one more time so we,
Amazon.com violated the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA,
yes.
by failing to make its website accessible to blind patrons and was forced to settle
No,
for $6 million.
it was Target.
Bam.
Hi, you're so right.
Does that mean I get to go?
That
Oh,
sounds
sure
about
does,
right.
ma'am.
Okay.
Nice job, sir.
Good job.
Chapter
Thank you.
11.
Yeah, and I knew that.
How did you know that?
Ridiculous.
Knew that a long time ago.
Okay, Ayano. What is a continuous stream of visual information captured as a series of separate text and images?
Porn.
That's what you have thinking.
Animation? Animation?
Close.
Say it one more time, I'll try to catch all the words.
What is a continuous stream of visual information captured as a series of separate texts and images?
Separate text images? Text images?
Text and images.
Text and
No,
images.
close.
Text and, it's
Y'all are
one
gonna
of
be in
those
my
flick,
flick.
flick,
Blow your mind.
no, it's
What?
a flick thing. It's a
Nope.
flick,
Close. Something more synthetic than that.
comic book.
Video?
Yes, video.
Oh.
Yeah. Y'all are overthinking it.
Oh, how could we overthink
It's
some
like
of these things?
information's
I don't
pretty
know.
much like, I don't know what more. That's pretty much
Close,
it.
right?
Well, I challenged you if you could dumb it down anymore.
I did, I dumped it down and.
Jeff, I refuse
Running
to
out of
challenge
questions,
you.
people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Gene,
Yes.
what are meta tags?
Hi,
Meta tag.
hi.
I think it's like a special HTML or XHTML code that provides information about a web page.
You think? Cause that's verbatim.
That's like.
Yeah,
Something about
something like
Hallmark.
that. And I think that's chapter 11
I'm
too.
pretty sure
but-
it is chapter 11.
You know that.
Cause that's one of my
It's
questions.
under my
for
chapter 11 questions.
Yeah.
but-
Excellent answer, Gene, I'm impressed. And do these meta tags turn out to be the search words for the Search engines?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, you asked,
Primarily
so.
used.
Well
1,
done.
2,
Gene, you
3,
deserve to
4,
go.
5. This is
Go,
killing me
Gene.
with this
Okay.
chapter 11 nonsense.
Let's go with Mike. Who am I? I am an image format designed specifically for use with web page images created in 1996 in response to patent issues surrounding the GIF format.
I know.
True.
Yeah.
That is chapter 11. Hear me.
Let me think about that for a moment. Read that first portion again.
Who am I?
Right.
I am an image format designed specifically for use with web page images created in 1996 in response to patent issues surrounding the GIF format. So it's an alternative to GIF.
Yeah, I get you. Bitmap, BMP. No.
That was before. Anybody?
Before?
P?
PNG.
PNG.
Well done, Ayano, well
I was in the
done.
right neighborhood.
Ayano, P and G stands for?
Yeah. Portable.
Yeah.
Or graphic.
Ayano, you get to pound somebody.
Okay, all right.
We're running about 50% success rate so far.
Ask me, I put you down lower.
Jordan wants to, Jordan, you
Now, real
He
quick.
said ask me.
Put you down real quick.
Oh, okay.
He said challenge.
Then I will ask you a good
He
question.
feels like,
Ask
he feels
me
like
whatever you
talking.
So I will give you the multiple choice question.
Go get it.
Bravo.
All the-
There are several scripting languages.
Which kind of?
Scripting.
Scripting language,
Languages.
scripting language.
Okay,
Mhm.
so which is not one of them? Okay.
Okay.
Number one is JavaScript.
That's one of them.
Two is, yeah, of course. Two is PERL.
Pearl. Pearl. Pearl.
Pearl.
Pearl.
And then three is AJAX.
Mm.
And four is
Ajax.
Mr. X.
Mr. X,
Mr. X,
Is that a superhero?
which is not
which is not
a
Which is
scripting
not
language.
all of them.
Whoa.
I haven't heard of Mr. X. I don't think Perl scripts, but I'm not sure. Perl does script?
Perl script.
Perl scripts? Okay. And
Yeah.
JavaScript might script.
I
So
just
that
wrote
leaves
about
it down to the last
Ajax.
two. Mr. X?
Yeah,
I think she made that one up.
I think so too.
Did you? That she made it. Okay, Jordan, by compassion, you get to go next.
Okay.
Sympathetic choice.
I wanted to put us at like 45%.
Don't stop
though.
talking so much, would you, sir?
Let's see what I got here.
God, he's opening up like a flower, isn't this beautiful? Interaction.
Really coming out of your shell.
Sierra, this is a true or false question.
Oh, okay, I got this.
No, that's easy.
50-50 chance.
Halfway there.
No.
Exactly. A language that uses symbols or tags to describe a document. Sorry, let me restart. Okay? A language that uses symbols or tags to describe what a document should look like when it is displayed in a web browser is called markup language.
True.
Boom.
Very well, good question, and good answer.
That was a great
Sierra, one more
question.
time.
Great.
Great answer.
One more time.
Is
Have
HTML a
more faith
markup
in me.
language?
Sure.
Yes, HTML is a markup language.
Yes.
Go, Sierra, please.
All right. Let's find a good one. Okay, Jordan. What is an example of markup language?
HTML.
Could have said it better myself.
Okay.
That was
Referee,
literally one of my questions.
referee,
So I was
official,
just,
it's time.
it was one of my questions.
Well, then by all means ask it.
It's probably, it was your last one, right? You asked a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
can ask you.
Okay,
Got lots
good.
more.
Jordan,
I'm
can you
pretty sure I
give us an
did more than
example of a
10.
markup language?
I did.
Okay, your turn.
All right.
Sierra, right? Okay. What we got going on here?
Jordan,
Yes, sir.
this is a multiple choice question.
All of the above.
No, just assume
It's always
that.
all.
It's pretty simple, okay? Multimedia located on web pages is what? A, web-based multimedia. B, a blog. C, Yahoo News. Or D, web page multimedia.
You guys,
That's good.
I think it's A.
There you go.
That's D.
Yeah.
Jordan, my only real regret is that this is on film. I'm supposed to get paid to teach this course. Enough said, your turn.
Alright, this is for you.
I think we have a U in here.
Blank is the use of a computer to create 3D environments that look like they do in the real world. A, virtual reality. B, virtual 3D. C, 3D mapping. Or D, none of the above.
I'll read it one more time to be sure that
I
we
can
don't
answer
have
for
a
you, sir.
curveball here. The question is,
Blank is the use of the computer to create 3D environments that look like they do.
it's virtual reality, it's A. Okay, Kazuza, bitmap stands for what? Bitmap stands for what? And the answer is? Go ahead, guess. Say anything.
That's what I don't. So is the
Hmm?
answer.
Map of bits.
You're absolutely right. It stands for the mapping of bits.
Yeah.
You get to go, Kazuza.
I was hoping this covered my one.
Stop muttering.
Please answer this.
Please do it.
Kazuza, your turn.
Alright.
Me.
What is the name of small line on the edge of the letter?
What's the what?
What is the name of small lines on the edges of letters?
The what on the what?
Small lines on the edges of letters.
Small lines on the edges of letters. At the bottom of the letter? Well, apparently it's a direct quote because it's the error whose photographic memory of the text knows. But let's give Jordan another chance. Are the lines on the edges of the letters?
Yes, that is a completely viable question. That is
Well, we know that since your hand went up. Good.
Could be
Unfortunately,
wrong though. You know.
it's inviolable.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody, Sierra?
Anybody else? Anybody else?
Sarah? Sarah?
Oh, that's right.
Those are
Yeah.
the little ones at the feet,
Yeah, with the feet.
not the edges at the feet. I thought he meant the
Yeah,
feet.
it's like the lines. with
Okay,
the- yeah,
now,
they're-
so now,
Why do you
let's,
say
let's
that?
go to Paris. What does sans serif mean? Sans serif.
It's like a,
No,
yeah,
no, what,
without,
no, those of you that know French, what does the
Comic
word
sans.
sans mean?
without,
Without. So sans serif are the clean fonts that don't have the little
I
feet.
don't think they look as clean without.
I'll say the 3.
Okay, now, I want someone to name an advantage of a serif font, like Times Roman, that has the little feet, and an advantage of a non-serif font, like Arial, that doesn't have the little feet.
One looks more professional than the other.
Which looks more professional?
Sarah?
Serif feet looks a little bit more classy, agreed? Like the old Romans. Now, what's an advantage of the sans serif, besides that it saves ink?
Easily to read.
Easier to read,
Yeah.
well done. Michael, can you take a turn?
Sure. Date san.
Dante, son. He's holding up the book like there's something written on it. I love this.
True
Oh,
or
I
false?
wanna know who you are.
Navigational tools such as drop-down menus, site maps, search boxes, image maps, frames, and navigational bars can be used when creating the navigational structure for the website design. True or false?
Any question that long is true.
True, you win.
Okay, you get to go, Susan. Shoko?
Right.
Shoko?
Yes.
What key information is used on the mobile augmented reality?
What was the question, anybody?
What information, something. What
From
information is
mobile
used?
augmented reality?
Yes.
We don't yet understand the question, Kazuza. Could you try one more time for us?
What key information is used on the mobile augmented reality?
Mobile augmented reality?
Yes.
Mobile augmented reality.
What information is
What
on it?
information? Looks like it's one for anybody.
I have an idea of how it works. It's
You
like you
don't
take
find out how
a
it works,
computer
boss.
image and you put it over like a static image and then it looks like it's closer to you.
Like 3D
So like
rendering?
layers of images.
Floating?
3D rendering?
I don't know.
Kazuza, did she answer the question? What's your answer, Kazuza?
I got the GPS.
Oh, yep, that sounds.
Okay.
It makes sense, but it's
Yeah, it does make sense.
Okay, one question each more. Who wants to go first, Jordan Green? Last
Jeff,
question.
Jeff wants to go first.
Jeff,
Oh, okay. Good thing it's my
that was
line. Jordan Green, who wants to answer this?
Not me.
Good. Hey, Jordan Green, explain how buffering works.
Well, let's see. Disk is spinning, right? It's in a buffer.
It's not even close.
It's good enough for me.
fall apart.
Jeff, you want to tell us the answer?
Oh, I was gonna ask somebody else. Okay, buffering is, placed in a memory or temporary storage on the hard drive. This allows, audio files to begin playing while the remainder of the file downloads simultaneously.
That was on our test.
Which chapter is that?
Yeah.
7 and 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Duplication.
That was a little back.
7 and 10.
Seven and
So
ten.
Jeff would never go outside the
Apparently.
boundaries of a chapter.
That was my first question, I know it's 10.
It was on our test though.
For your objection, Gene, could you go next with your last question?
Yes. I will ask, Choco,
Yes.
true or false? Compressing a JPEG file will increase its resolution.
True.
False.
JPEG's already compressed. You can't recompress a compressed file. I mean, you get about a very small percentage increase, but JPEG is already very, very efficient. So, Joko, can you give us your last question?
Okay. Mike?
Payback time.
Please give us the example of animation development tools.
A developmental tool for animation. What do you use to write animations with?
Two examples,
Two
please.
examples.
Two.
Two examples of an animation.
Language. What language
Language.
can you write animations in?
Wow.
Or software package?
Java,
Java, for sure, right?
is that one?
Maybe my question is
Oh.
not so
Clear.
good. Okay, the true or false question.
It's true what?
Uh,
Change?
Change the
Yes,
rules. yeah.
change. True or false? Flash and Silverlight are
Ah.
examples of animation development tools.
Tools. Flash and Silverlight you can use to develop animations, absolutely true. Very
True.
good question.
Yes.
We all flunked.
Yeah.
We all
True.
flunked. We all
I know
flunked.
that one, I have Silverlight
Okay,
and Flash.
Mike, have you asked your last question yet?
No, I got like 25 more.
Wow.
On that little sheet of paper?
Ayano-san,
Hi.
common graphic formats include, this is true and false, true or false. Common graphic formats include flowcharts, page layouts, and storyboards.
One more?
Common graphic formats include flowcharts, page layouts, and storyboards.
True.
False.
Oh.
Tell us the correct.
The correct answer is graphic. You're talking about graphic formats, and they come in GIF or GIF, whichever one it is, JPEG, PNG, TIFF, or bitmap are just a few.
Referee, low blow. Okay, Ayano, your last question, I sympathize.
So then, I'll see it.
No, yeah.
Okay. Then, name one, no, like, what's the last, learner type of, I'm talking about the web-based learning. So there are three type of,
So, Ayano, are you reading this from the question you wrote down in your notebook, or are you making up a question from a text page?
no, actually, I use a textbook, but I.
Okay, let's continue then.
Okay, sorry.
Should not have doubted you.
Okay, so there are three type of learning style, like learning type.
Hi.
So one of them is visual,
It is.
one of them is audio. What's the last one?
Very good
The
question.
type of learning.
Visual, audio,
And
oh,
feel it, man.
feel it. Feel it.
Ah, yeah.
Go with the feel. Yeah, kinesiology, it's called. People go with the feel, the emotion. And there are tests to decide which type you are. In fact, it's always revealed by your speech. When the instructor puts something on the board, a new idea, or talks about a new idea, some people say, I see it. That's a giveaway, right? And other people say, I hear you, man. And another person says, feels right. So we all give it away. Sierra, last question.
All right. I've been waiting all night. All right. Okay. No, this one's pretty general.
Give it to the class.
Okay. What is one major advantage of using multimedia?
News.
Reaches abroad, reaches throughout the world,
Maintains interest, conveys
Right, right.
more information.
reaches more people.
Right, a
worldwide,
variety of people,
Right?
complements different learning styles.
Complements different
In
learning
that
styles.
ballpark, yeah.
Right, clogs up the excess time. Gene, last question, please.
Last question.
Yeah,
Okay, I will ask, who hasn't been asked in a while?
the whole class.
Jordan in the front.
The whole time?
Go.
What are the 3 basic steps of designing a multimedia website?
Wow, that's
Ooh. This has been mentioned several times, especially by Manuel there. And they're not graphic formats.
The storyboard
Uh,
and
That's enough for one person. Anybody else got another one?
What's the
Flow
question?
chart,
Flow chart. And the third one? Page.
layout.
We have a winner. Who hasn't asked their last question yet? Georgie, H, you wanna ask your last question?
What does GIF stand for? Class.
GIF, or JIF for some people, what's it stand for? Graphics? What's the I? Hmm? Sierra always knows. Sierra, what's GIF stand for?
Graphics interchange format.
Okay, who hasn't asked their last question yet? Kazuzi, your last question, please. One more question.
The trail of force.
Anybody, the whole class, just say the question.
This is a trail of force. The minimum broadband connection speed for HD video is 500 kilobits per second.
Minimum speed for video is 500
Kilobytes.
kilobytes a second? True, false?
They say false.
Hmm?
That sounds way too low.
They say false.
Yes, for
Good, okay. Shoko, your last question for the class.
Oh, I already.
Oh, anybody not yet asked? Okay, let's go to basic enhancement. What we've learned so far is how to use the input statement. And can everyone take out their list of basic commands that I gave you last time? And we will use that as our guide. So last time we learned the input statement, which is used to accept input from the keyboard. Then we learned the print statement that is used to put output onto the output device, which can be a printer or this little output screen that Just Basic provides for you. We also learned that you can do all of the arithmetic operations just by using their symbol, plus, minus, multiply, or divide. We learned that you can assign variable names, which reserve memory locations, and you can stuff things into those memory locations. And if the memory location is going to hold text information, then you append a $sign to the end of the variable name to so inform the compiler that that's going to happen. We've learned that you can have a selection statement called an if statement, which will be executed only if the Boolean is true. If the Boolean is not true, then the if statement will be skipped. It may or may not be followed by an else statement, which is followed in the opposite situation. We've learned that Just Basic is very touchy as to where things are in the page. And if you put the things on the same line, when it wants them on different lines, then you'll get the blue highlight. Tells you to straighten your life out. And the if statement has to be terminated by an end if statement unless the if statement is on a single line, in which case not necessary. And to my knowledge, those are the only operations that we've learned so far. Now those operations were sufficient for you to be able to produce a program that would accept as input some amounts of ingredients to prepare a food item for a number of people that's so specified. Then your program would scale the amount of ingredients to satisfy a different named number of people. And I've seen at least one program which is very, very successfully done. Now, there was some failure last time on the ability to bring Just Basic up on this system privilege. So I brought it up on my home computer and I sent the folder that contains the active Just Basic program as well as all of its auxiliary files. I zipped it up and I sent it to the class. You should have received it with instructions unzip this and just click on the executable file, and you'll be running just basic, just fine. And that it will also run in the lab. So if you have one of these IPL or SIPL or fruit or apple products or something like that, then you can also run this just basic in the lab. Or you can do as Jeff was attempting, to find a replacement item that runs on the Apple. So I want to bring us up to date to see if we are, have our tools. First, how many people were able to get just basic program running on their computer? Okay, how many tried and were unable to get it running on their computer? Okay, now, Windows, of course. Now, how many didn't try because they want to work on a Mac? And what is the status of your Mac development task?
I couldn't find anything.
Didn't find anything. Okay, well, as my job, I provide you with a computer lab-based item called Just Basic for your use. If you want to use something else, that's entirely up to you. So what I'm going to do now is extend your number of tools that you can use. So let's take this first page and we'll go through some of our instructions. Print command, we either print a number, and if you write a number there, then that number is known as a numeric literal, and it will print that number. If you print something in quote marks, that is a text literal, and it will print what's in the quote marks, anything that you want. And if you then create a numeric variable called myNumber, which you can create just by saying it, my number, it exists, and you set it equal to its initial value 3. And then you print myNumber, and it recognizes that myNumber is the address of a storage location in memory. And it prints what's currently in that location. So it will print a 3. It then can change to a 7, no number. And at the bottom we show how you create a text variable. You put in $sign at the end of it, and you can initialize it at the time of creation to contain the initial contents. Turning the page, we come to global, which doesn't assume us here, it's advanced. Next is a Boolean evaluation. A Boolean is a phrase that evaluates to either true or false. Anything that evaluates to one of two possibilities, true or false, is a Boolean expression. Boolean expressions are useful in computers because a computer is a two-state device, agreed? Is a Boolean expression not a two-state phrase? So it was made for a computer. And you can use the arithmetic symbols, greater than, less than, greater than, equals, unequals, etc. And they're listed on this page for you. Now, you can have a compound Boolean where you have two conditions that are connected by the word and. And if two conditions are connected by the word and, then for the entire Boolean to be true, what must you guess the following? I'll give you multiple choice. I'm going to give you a Boolean expression. If it is raining and I am tired, then keep sleeping. Tell me when you will keep sleeping.
It's raining and you're tired.
If it's raining and you're tired. But if it's only raining, but you're not tired, what will you do?
Nuts.
You'll get up, agreed? So a Boolean and, both parts must be true for the entire Boolean to be true. But for the or, is it not sufficient that one is true? So, if it's not raining or I am rested, then get up. So if it's not raining, but you're still tired, will you get up? Yes. So you see the difference between and or. Now you can string these together in very complicated strings of and or. They take hours to untangle if you like to play that game. But there's no end to the number of ands and ors that you can string together. Sometimes you have to use parentheses to make sure which ones go with which. But if you want to do that, It's called an IQ test to see whether you can understand nested. These are called nested Booleans. And if you get up around 7 or 8, then that's pretty much putting your head against the wall. So we have these two Boolean types, and they are and or. And this program I wanted to keep around, so I'll try to keep it around. And we'll just go straight to the smartboard. So a Boolean expression, now at the bottom of this page we have XOR. XOR is a special case of OR. For example, the usual OR statement, if both are false, if it's not raining or I am rested, then get up. So if it's not raining, you get up, agreed? If you're rested, you get up. But this is called XOR is exclusive OR. There must be only one of them true and one of them false. One of them true and one of them false. It's rarely used, but it just completes the possibilities. Not reverses the value. Does high print?
Yes.
No.
Mike says yes. How many support Mike? Yes. How many support Gene? No.
Earlier, I thought you said if they were within the parentheses, they would print what was in the parentheses, so I could have that wrong.
Well, this is Boolean expression. This clause will only be executed if this Boolean evaluates to true. This is a Boolean expression. Does it evaluate to true?
So,
Let's take it in pieces. Is it true that x is greater than 3?
Yes.
All in favor? Good. Now, not reverses that,
Right.
So no print.
No print.
so no print. If not, why programmers get the big bucks? Error.
it's kind of like, it's not really pertaining to this too much, more
Yeah.
like structure-wise, so, so x equals 5, if not, and x and if are on the same margin, right? And then,
It can be, but basic's not that critical on that one.
oh, okay.
Indentation, yeah.
So for the indentation on then, and then you indent again.
This is
print.
free form. This is not basic language. This is what we call pseudocode, where you block out the program, and then you're not obeying the grammatical rules yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But is that something, is that a thing? Like you like tier it so that it connects it to,
No, that's just my personality.
oh, okay.
Do it any way you
Just
want.
thought I'd ask.
Okay. So try this one.
No. If it was XOR, then it would be. Then it would print.
Okay. Now, this Boolean turns out to be true or false.
It's false. But
False.
the other one's true.
So it doesn't matter what the other one is, then
Right.
it just shorts out.
Oh, right.
Okay. Does that change? Doesn't change our result in this case, okay? Now, is this Boolean true? Is this Boolean true?
Yes.
So this compound Boolean is true, agreed? So now, I'll show you where the parentheses make a difference. Does this print?
Yes.
Because 5 less
First one
than
is
4
yes,
is
it's
not true, but it's not true.
So if one, if it's like a double negative, then
Yes.
it's wrong.
Is this Boolean true?
No,
Is this Boolean true?
no,
No.
False or false?
false.
Yeah, it's false. Does this change anything?
No.
I don't know what you want it to not really know.
Yes, you have a
Yes.
false and a false and a true, and then the not makes it false.
So we get a false.
What's false either way.
Okay. I just want to point out to you that these Booleans are not as simple as they appear at first glance. Fine, that's the only reason we did that. So, now we come to conditional statements on this walkthrough. The if-then expression on the same line, if-then-else on the same line. Is everybody following okay? Now, if you want them on different lines, then you have to have an end if. Otherwise, the compiler doesn't know when you ended and ended. If ended. Good. So, that's just to help the compiler along, okay? Now, let's read this consider trial program before. Input, please choose mode, in or expert, okay? If length of mode, okay, too far, we're not gonna go that far yet. Okay, now your if statements can be very simplified for you. Instead of putting if statements into an if-else construction, you can always use your if statements as one-liners. It's wasteful, but it's easier on the brain. So you can use a series of simple if statements instead of one complicated one. Now, good. And now we turn the page, and we're going to get to the new stuff that I'm going to show you today. It's called looping. It's called looping. And the first type of loop I'm going to teach you is called the for loop. For index equals 1 to 10. Print index. Next index. Now this is called a for next loop because it started by the word for and it's terminated by the word next. And in case you have several fors going on at once, then I indicate which one I'm terminating at this time. Now the for loop is controlled by an index. When the for loop initiates, the index is set to this value. These instructions are called the block of code. The block of code is executed until we come to the word next. When we come to the word next, this is bumped. So let's keep track of what's going on in the variable index. First it's set to a 1, and we come to this, and then it's set to a 2. And this word next takes us back up to the for statement. It's a loop instruction. So now we test again. Is the index still between 1 and 10? So we print again. Now we come to next and we bump it again. And we loop back up. We print, is it still in the range? Yes. So we print again, we bump again, and we check all the way up until this gets to be a 9. The 9 is still in the range, so we print the 9, and now we bump this to a 10. Comes up to be a 10, we print the 10, it bumps to 11. Now, this statement is indexed any longer in the range 1 to 10.
No.
So it goes to the instruction that's after the word next. It goes out of the loop and takes the instruction that's after the word next. So these loops are very efficient. If you want to do a set of code, a block of code, repetition number of times, you can use this for loop. And I will illustrate the for loop for you now. So let me show you how to bring up your basic. What I have here, right here, is a zip file that I sent you. You received this zip file by email. You can move it from your email to the lab computer. That's valid. Then you unzip it. You right-click it, and you unzip it. Open with unzipper. When you unzip it, it looks like this. It's a folder. So this is the unzipped file that I've sent you. You've now unzipped it. Is everybody okay on that?
Alright.
So you open the file, and it has a lot, you open the folder, it has a lot of files in it. Now, the file that will run just basic is about halfway down, and it's this one. You see it being highlighted? It's obviously an executable file because of the symbol next to it, and it's called JBSIC. And if you double click on it, then just basic will come up. Now, this entry screen is a nuisance. It can take you to various websites if you want to go to various websites. We don't. And this welcome screen is another nuisance. You can read it if you want to, but what we want to do is just start with a blank program. So you click on blank and you start with a blank program. And now, if you start typing, so what I'm going to do is run this for statement. For. Now, I want to show you what I had before I started making this change. What I had was this, 11 and regular. So when I started typing, it looked like this. Well, it's not taking the change. So when you click on Setup and you go to Editor Font, then you can set the font to where you want. Now I've got it set at 16 and bold, because if I didn't, I couldn't read it. So that's where you can make it more readable for yourself, and that's done. So now I'm going to say for. Now that's in blue, which means it's a valid member of the basic command set. Now I type the name of a variable. I choose index. You don't have to choose index. You can use anything you want. Equals 1, 2, 10. Okay. And something went south there. Now, what I want to do is print index. Print twice the index. Print 2 times index. Okay, and then we go next index, and then print done. So who's going to predict what this set of code is going to do? It's going to print what numbers? Not quite. Let's test it. Now, I found out that one of Jeff's tricks here, I can right-click on the code and click on Run. I get my output box, and what prints?
Numbers.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Agreed? Okay. So, now, I'll close the output box, go back to the program, and this is my for loop. Now, the for loop is very useful, when you want to, have a repetition of the same block of code. So what you can do is also for input. Now, you can give some variation to this. For example, I'm going to say the following. Input. How many numbers? I'm going to put a space because it looks better, and I'm going to call this, now up till now you've been calling your variables x, y, and z, agreed? And that's fine for you because you know what they stand for. But suppose that you lose it, quit this company and go to work for another company. And a new programmer is given your tasks, your programs to maintain. So he reads X, Y, and Z, and he has no idea what X, Y, and Z stand for. So what you want to do is make your variables self-documenting. You want to label your variables with words that indicate what is being contained in that variable. So I'm going to call this one the number of numbers. That's very self-documenting. My follow-up programmer knows exactly what that means. So now for the index, I want to have it go from index to the number of numbers. Now, what's this program going to print? Depends on the number of numbers, agreed? So let's try to run it and see what happens. Now pay attention to this because it's going to happen to you.
Oh, the O and the of needs to be lowercase?
Needs a semicolon up here, that's what it needs.
Designated as a.
Semicolon. Semicolon at that position. So now how many numbers? I'm going to say, all right, 3 numbers. And it's done. It didn't do anything. And the reason it didn't do anything is going to drive you absolutely crazy with BASIC. Because what did I name this?
Yeah, of is uppercase.
The of is uppercase.
I didn't do 3 though.
Oh,
And here
mine
is
did.
lowercase, isn't it? So this is a different variable than that. These two, this variable and this variable are not the same variable. Because one has a lowercase of, the other has an uppercase of. So what BASIC does is it creates this variable and puts a 3 in it. Then it creates this one as a new variable and it gives it the default value of 0, which is the default value for all new variables. And so for index 1 to 0, you don't even do it once, do you? So the way you do it is make sure you type it right. Impossible. So the way you do it is you don't never type it more than once. The second time you use it, you copy and paste. Believe me, do it this way. Okay?
If you just choose like all lowercase anytime you do that, or all capital every time
And you
do
don't
that.
leave any letters out or type any letters twice, you're fine. Go for it. You're gonna waste hours, guy. Okay, so I highly recommend that you copy and paste all your variable names after you type them just one time. So now let's see if we get some improvement on the run. And we're going to run this 3 times, and we get successful program. Good. So what I've done now is I've taught you the for next loop, which is used for repetition. So let's go to break, it's 5:47, come back at 5:57, and commence to continue.
You get his email?
No, I don't.
Am I right on this?
No, I didn't look at it. What now?
Golf clubs, the plastic.
Oh,
ones,
really?
Already broken. He swings too hard. It's 2 years old.
Nice.
So you gotta be kidding me. Why won't we buy him real ones yet though? I'm so upset, I don't know. I know, because he can't go to the golf course. He has to be 5 years old. What's that? Like, I took
Even to
him,
go to the range?
yeah, I took him and they're like, you have to leave because he has to go to the.
I think they got a kid set. I think they got a kid set.